We're so glad you all are here tonight, and we're especially proud and excited about our student performance. And we know that's why a lot of parents are here, but we just still welcome you anyway. So we're out of executive session, and I'd just like to read the statement as we reconvene in open session. School board meetings are public forums which we are able to discuss critical issues surrounding the education of the children in our communities. They also serve as an opportunity for citizens to share their thoughts on various issues that may come before the board. This latter component occurs during a designated time at each board meeting. Within the confines of the meeting, from being called to order to adjournment, this is a point at which citizens should address their concerns to the board. Ex parte communications between citizens who attend board meetings should always be civil and constructive, even on points of disagreement. Personal attacks against any individual or group of individuals are inappropriate at any time, immediately before, during, or after a board meeting. We will warn citizens who engage in such conduct, and then, if a second offense occurs, the Sergeant at Arms will direct that they be escorted out of the meeting. If the conduct is so severe that it constitutes a disruption to the order of the meeting, the Sergeant at Arms will escort the individuals involved out of the meeting immediately. Any disruption of good order will necessitate the removal of all individuals involved in initiating or sustaining the disruption. And the Sergeant at Arms is Dr. Rhett Harris. Is he present? Okay, thank you, Mr. Harris, Dr. Harris, we do appreciate that. Now we're going to be featured with a welcome by Katie Wilson, Beta Club President, followed by a presentation of colors and Pledge of Allegiance. Deshaun Boyd, who is the president of the Gentlemen's Club. We're going to have a student performance by the Lower Montessori in second grade, directed by Mr. Greg Hinton, followed by an overview of achievements of the 4 awards being presented by Dr. Amika Thomas. And then we'll come back with the recognition of students with the Board of Trustees and Dr. Peters. Thank you so much.
Good evening. Good evening. And welcome all school board, superintendents, parents, students, and guests. I would like to welcome you to Lawrence House's Leadership 55 Board of Trustees meeting. My name is Katie Wilson. I'm in the 5th grade and I'm the president of the National Junior Grade Club at the school. We are having a great year so far. Our new principal and assistant principal are doing a great job of leading our schools. The mission of Lawrence Elementary is to create a community of learners who are responsible and productive citizens. We work towards this goal each and every day. Now if you will please join me in a word of prayer. Dear Lord, thank you for this day and the board of our community's needs. I thank you for our students and each doctor and students who work hard every day. Please continue to guide and lead us in the district as we make decisions to help and improve our schools. Please continue to bless our district. In your name, amen.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You all may be seated.
Hopefully we now have room for those who are standing in the back to come forward and get a seat. But before Dr. Thomas comes up for her presentation, I'd just like to say, starting tonight, all our board meetings will be videotaped and they will be up on the website within 24 hours. Just wanted everybody to know that. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm extremely excited and honored to be able to present 34 students in our district with trophies for scoring a perfect score of 100 in one of the spring end-of-course exams. The end-of-course examination program is a statewide assessment program that was mandated by the Education Accountability Act of 1998. These exams are administered in Algebra 1, English 1, Biology 1, and U.S. History. The end-of-course examination program encourages instruction in the specific academic standards for the courses and encourages student achievement. It documents the level of students' mastery of the academic standards. To meet federal accountability requirements, the end-of-course examination program must be administered to all public school students by their third year of high school. This exam also counts 20% of a student's final grade. We will honor these students this evening with trophies to communicate how proud we are of their outstanding academic achievement and to also emphasize our commitment to academic excellence. Congratulations to the following students who scored a perfect score. Please come as I call your name. From Gray Court Owens Middle School, Sarah Taylor Collins, perfect score in Algebra 1 and English 1. Also from Gray Court Owens Middle School, Priscilla Agua Huerta. Perfect score in English 1. Lawrence Middle School, Cole Christopher England, perfect score in Algebra 1.
This way. Oh. Thank you.
Caleb Lee Patterson, perfect score, Algebra 1. Allison Caroline Phillips, perfect score, English 1. Nancy Frenoso, perfect score in Algebra 1. From Sanders Middle School, Isabella Conlon, perfect score in English 1. Hunter Chase Hughes, perfect score in Algebra 1. Robert Ethan Leopard from Sanders Middle School, perfect score, English 1. Christopher K. Liner, Sanders Middle School, perfect score, Algebra 1. Also perfect score in English 1 for Christopher K. Liner. From Lawrence District 55 High School, Frank Layton Abel, perfect score in Biology 1. Also from Lawrence District 55 High School, James Kell Coates, perfect score in Biology 1. Thomas Clayton Connolly, Lawrence District 55 High School, perfect score, Biology 1. Bailey Jane Estes, Lawrence District 55 High School, perfect score, Biology 1. Aura Alexandria Franklin from Lawrence District 55 High School, perfect score in Biology 1. Alex Nathan Freeman, Lawrence District 55 High School, perfect score in Biology 1. Abigail Malin Fulmer from Lawrence District 55 High School, perfect score, Biology 1. Alicia Faith Fulmer from Lawrence District 55 High School, perfect score, Biology 1. Jarrett Heath Galloway from Lawrence District 55 High School, perfect score, Biology 1. Ryan George from Lawrence District 55 High School, perfect score in biology 1. Richard Brody King Marcingill, Lawrence District 55 High School, perfect score in biology 1. Lucas Edwin Lyons from Lawrence District 55 High School, perfect score in biology 1. Joshua David Manley from Lawrence District 55 High School, perfect score, biology 1. Elijah James McDaniel from Lawrence District 55 High School, perfect score in English 1. Christopher Douglas Metz from Lawrence District 55 High School, perfect score in biology 1. Quentin Earl Patterson from Lawrence District 55 High School, perfect score in biology 1. Zachary Allen Palaya from Lawrence District 55 High School, perfect score in U.S. History and the Constitution. Alyssa Diane Riggins from Lawrence District 55 High School, perfect score in biology 1. Caitlin McMurray Rogers from Lawrence District 55 High School, perfect score, biology 1. Timothy Blake Roper from Lawrence District 55 High School, perfect score, biology 1. Carson Adam Todd, Lawrence District 55 High School, perfect score, U.S. History and the Constitution. Victor Grant Wowles, Lawrence District 55 High School, perfect score, English 1. Natalie Hope Winters from Lawrence District 55 High School, perfect score, Biology 1. Nancy Grace Wood from Lawrence District 55 High School, perfect score in Biology 1. Please join me again in congratulating these students for their outstanding academic. Next, we will recognize 3 students who scored a perfect score on SC Ready or SC Pass. SC Ready is a mandated statewide assessment in English language arts and mathematics administered to students in grades 3 through 8 in a computer-based format. SC Pass is also a statewide assessment administered to students in science and social studies. These assessments are administered in the spring and measure student performance on the South Carolina academic standards. We're also presenting these students with trophies as a token of their hard work and outstanding academic achievement. Congratulations to the following students who scored a perfect score. Please come as I call your name. From E.B. Morse Elementary School, Melinda Glenn Porter for a perfect score on SC Ready Math. From Raycord Owens School, Aiden Ezra Mueller, perfect score, SC Ready, Math. From Lawrence Middle School, Ethan Ashby Sharp, SC Pass, Science, perfect score. Please join me again in congratulating these students for their outstanding academic achievement. As part of our awards presentation tonight, we would like to recognize a student who participated in the 2017 Duke University Talent Identification Program's 7th grade talent search. Duke TIP is a nonprofit organization dedicated to serving academically gifted and talented students. Duke TIP works with students, their families, and educators to identify, recognize, challenge, engage, and help students reach their highest potential. Now in its 37th year, the 7th grade talent search identifies bright 7th graders based on standardized test scores achieved while attending elementary or middle school. Candidates are invited to take the ACT or the SAT college entrance exams as 7th graders, which allows them greater insight into their academic abilities. In addition, they gain valuable benefits and have access to unique resources for gifted students. At this time, we would like to recognize a student who qualified for state recognition. Tonight's honoree has earned an award by scoring at or above the national average of recent high school graduates on at least one part of the ACT or SAT. This student is invited to a special recognition ceremony held at our university. We would like to also honor her here tonight. Anna Grace Taylor from Lawrence Middle School. Please come forward tonight. Please join me again in congratulating Anna Grace Taylor for her outstanding achievement. We are very proud of all of these students and their outstanding academic accomplishments. At Lawrence 55, we're committed to putting children first, and we're committed to academic excellence. Thank you.
Congratulations to all of the bright minds in Lawrence District, District 55. I would like, my name is Randy Dickey, I would like to thank you all for the opportunity to serve as principal here at Lawrence Elementary. It's truly an honor to be able to serve the community in which I was raised and born. I'm going to present to you all some data from Lawrence Elementary. It will give you a snapshot of some things that we have going on here at Lawrence Elementary. Our total enrollment as of October 23rd today was 695 students. We have a healthy mix of males and females as well as African American, Caucasian, and Hispanic students. Our average daily attendance ranges from 89% to 98%. We had a slight dip in September, unfortunately due to some extended family vacations. So we did hold attendance meetings during our parent conference time, and we try to work with families as far as introducing the calendar for next year to our families so they would know when is a slightly better time to take those family vacations. Our discipline referrals. We started out in August with just a couple of discipline referrals. During August, we always take time to teach our expectations the first couple of weeks of school, so we are constantly reinforcing those. So you see a slight increase in our student discipline referrals. I will say out of 695 students, only 45 students have a discipline referral, and the majority of our discipline referrals come from bus referrals. So we're working hard to work with our bus drivers and Mr. Stevens to ways that we can reduce those bus referrals. Ms. Penman, the assistant principal, she rides the bus on some Fridays. I'll ride the bus on some Mondays when we have some substitute drivers, and that has cut down on some of our discipline referrals as far as the bus. Our suspension incidents, none in August, of course, only a couple in September. We had a couple in October, again, unfortunately due to some bus referrals that we really wanted to get a stop on. So we did have some OSS suspensions due to a couple of bus referrals that we really wanted to stop that behavior immediately. This is our fall map data. Just to give you a brief synopsis of what you may see is in the fall, we tested all of our 5K students and our second grade students. You may ask why 5K in second grade. 5K because this is their first time taking the math assessment. And second grade because this is their first time with the test not being read to them. And 5K in first grade, the test is an oral administered test, so it is read to them. So we want to get a baseline data for our second grade students. And you can see that our 5K math students, we have over half come in below and approaching expectations, around 40% below and approaching expectations. Now, we receive 5K students from different backgrounds. Some went to 4K here, some went to daycare, some were at home last year. So that kind of plays into the variety of scores that you see here from. Second grade scores are a little bit more consistent. We have about 40% below and approaching, and about 64% below and approaching. Again, this is the first time that they're asked to read the test on their own. Our goal, as you will hear later on in the presentation, is always to move our below and approaching students to meet and exceed expectations. Now, in front of you see our teacher survey results. One area that we're focusing on is teachers that are satisfied with school-to-home relations. And that started on last week with our parent conferences and before the school year started. We're working hard to make sure that we have 100% participation in every parent event. As you all can see today, we had a lot of parent participation. We're doing that with consistently reminding parents and teachers of events that we have going on here at Lawrence Elementary. For example, this week we have our Brewster's ice cream sale, so we do a remind for those items so parents can remember to purchase those Brewster's ice cream for their child. Next week on Halloween we have our trunk or treat. Our head custodian, Mr. Patterson, he worked very hard to get that event organized. We have different trucks coming in from the city, the county. We have a helicopter coming in. We have a Walmart bus coming in. And students will have an opportunity to tour those different vehicles as well as learn about the different careers. We also have an author come in and speak with our children, and he will also be doing autographs at that time too. Our student survey results. As you can see, we had a slight dip again with students that were satisfied with school-to-home relations. So again, that's something that we're working very hard to improve those school-to-home relations. And our parents, they spoke the loudest with our school-to-home relations at 70.8. So we are working hard. And this survey comes from our 5th grade students only. It's a small sample. It's only for 5th grade students and their parents. So these students are now in middle school now. But they let us know what we need to work on as far as this year and moving forward. Our SE Pass results. You saw some of our students being honored for SE Pass. We had great results as far as SE Pass. I want to say a big congratulations to our teachers. We had 3 teachers who everyone in their classroom passed SE Pass Social Studies, and that is a major accomplishment. Our students performed well on SE Pass Science also. SE Ready, we have 3 sections of SE Ready, Math, and Reading with 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade. We want to focus again on moving our students from does not meet to approaches and approaches to meeting expectations, and our students who meet expectations, we want them to go to exceeding expectations. So our goals for SE Ready is to show consistent student growth. Now how are we doing that? We're focusing on what we need in the classroom. We call it win time. So what I need, we start our day with that. From 8 to 8:30 is our win time. And it is individualized based on each student. So we may have an honors music group. So what they may need is extra music time. We have our computer teacher. We have Mr. Scher. He is working with students as far as advancing their knowledge in technology. We have teachers doing small group reading during that time. We have students pulling for various needs. I pull a group of second grade students. I have 4 beautiful young ladies that I work with every morning, 3 times a week on reading. So it's based all on what our students need. We have our interventionists who can and coordinate that. Our reading coaches work very, very hard to make sure that every student is getting what they need as far as SE Ready and SE Pass, and we're hoping that that will show a great growth and that does not lead to approaches and moving on to meets and eventually exceeds for all students here at Norris Elementary. Our PALS data, this is a 4K assessment, and we give this assessment, of course, to all our 4-year-olds, and it's on lowercase and uppercase letters, letter sounds, beginning sounds, print and word analogies, rhyme awareness, and nursery rhyme awareness. So it kind of gives us a good starting point on where our 4-year-olds are coming in. Then we can take this data and we can show how they grow throughout the school year. We will administer the PALS test 2 more times throughout the school year. Our EL students. We are placing a lot of focus on our English language proficiency students this year. One reason is our overall report at the end of the year. They will hold a great weight for us. So we have Ms. Blakely working with small groups with all of our EL students. She's constantly pulling them. They are also receiving a double dose of individualized instruction. They're working with Ms. Blakely, and then they're also being pulled either Tier 2 or Tier 1 instruction from an interventionist or a reading coach. So, here's where we are, and then I kind of explained where we want to go from here. We have our win time. We're, of course, working hard for our 30 for 30. Our parents and our teachers and our students are working hard to make sure that we have 30 minutes read here at school, 30 minutes at home, and then we also added a writing component to our 30 for 30. That will help with our text-dependent analysis on SE Ready reading and the writing section. We have our win time that we're working hard on. Our reading coaches and our interventionists are, of course, working hard to make sure that all students are going here at Norris Elementary. And I just want to provide you all a brief snapshot of what we have going on here. We are always open to the community, for visitors, for volunteers to come in and read to students at any time. Please, we welcome all members of our communities to help our students grow. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, Mr. Newby, for that report. Do any Board of Trustees have any questions for Mr. Newby after hearing his report? There being none, do I hear a motion as regards action on executive session?
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion that the board authorize the superintendent to take appropriate action for the school district to purchase real property located at 78 Lucas Avenue, Warren, South Carolina, for the price of $200,000 after all contractual conditions, contingencies, terms, and/or stipulations are made.
It's been a motion by Trustee Fortune. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Trustee Hall. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries. Thank you so much. Now we're down to the superintendent's report.
Madam Chair, approval of school board minutes from last
Sorry.
month. Excuse me.
Oh, I'm sorry. Request for approval of minutes from the previous meeting on September 25th. In your packet, you received that earlier. You got a chance to review it. Do I hear a motion to accept?
So moved.
Moved by Trustee Martin. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by trustee Lees. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries. Thank you so much, Ms. Wilson. Trustee Martin. Now we're down to the superintendent's report.
Madam Chair, Madam Vice Chair, Board of Trustees, and those present. First, I'd like to have the audience give a round of applause to our staff who produced, along with their parents, who are our children's first teachers, the results that you saw tonight are perfect scores. One of the things before applause that I want to bring to your attention, high school credit bearing courses, and we had middle school students included tonight who scored perfect scores. Let's give staff and parents and the students around the world. Also want to take this opportunity to thank the board for the opportunity to address health concerns of my father, who is 93 years old. Happy to report tonight that he is happy and getting healthier, and it's been a great opportunity for me to spend time that I will never get back, so I want to thank each of you for that opportunity. In saying that, I also want to thank Mr. Murray, to our staff, district office, school staff, bus drivers, cafeteria workers, teacher assistants, and everybody who works in our school district. A big thank you to you for holding down the fort in my absence. Praise report to schools are read, kept up daily with things that are happening in our schools. Saw a young man who found a $20 bill and returned it to a classmate at Lawrence Middle School. I want you to know that one of my first appointments on my official day back November 1st, I'm having lunch with that young man, and I have a little gift for him. So I'm excited about meeting him and also illustrating to him that it's always a good time to do the right thing just because it's the right thing to do. And so keeping up with all the praise reports in our schools, our teachers and staff are working hard. We thank them for that. I also want to bring your attention to important upcoming dates. November Principal 4 Day, it's on our website. We're also putting that out on social media as much as possible. And then in February, we're actually going to host our second annual State of the Schools Luncheon at the Ridge. And the guest speaker of that day is the Honorable Molly Spearman, our state superintendent. So we want you to pay attention to those two specific dates, but others as well. Today we started data conferences with our principals, and one by one they are coming in and presenting their data similar to what Mr. Denby did this evening. That gives us an opportunity to really look in depth at what's happening in our schools. Along those lines, upon my return next week, my time will be spent not in district office, but in schools, not just dropping by the school to check on things, but spending full days in our schools, all of them, looking at what's happening in the classrooms, around the schools, talking with our teachers and our staff members, and assisting our principals with moving our schools forward. So I look forward to that return. I say thank you once again for the opportunity that you granted me, and I look forward to my return. Thank you.
Okay, are there any questions from any trustees about it? There being none, Mr. Murray.
Madam Chair, board members, Dr. Peters, we're here tonight for the second reading of policy IDAM, health education. There have been no changes made to the proposed policy since the first reading on September 25th. The board is asked to take action to adopt the policy. I'll remind you that the change is adding the life-saving techniques to the health curriculum for our students.
Okay, this is a second reading of the policy IDAM health education. Do I hear a motion?
Make a motion that we accept policy IDAM as presented.
It's been motion by trustee Martin. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by trustee Carpenter. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries. Thank you so much. As we know, coming up, we have the delegate assembly at our Southern Schools Association. I think they've already sent out packets as regards legislative advocacy and resolutions and those type of things. And we have a spot for 2 delegates, or we can have 1 delegate, 2 votes for that 1 delegate. So do I hear a motion as regards certification of delegates who will be attending the Southern Schools Association Delegate Assembly in December?
I make a motion that the board certify Mr. Bell as the Lawrence 55 voting delegate and Mr. Carpenter as the alternate voting delegate for the 2017 CSBA annual business meeting.
It's been motion by trustee Martin on the 2 names given, Mr. Bell, Mr. Carpenter, 1 vote for the alternate, voting delegate and alternate. Is that second?
Second.
Second by trustee Dees, all in favor? All opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries. Thank you so much.
We'll give you numbers, just in your cash flow statement in your packet. Balance with the treasurer as of September the 30th, $7,344,091. Revenue as of September the 30th, $7,483,540. Expenditures of $7,703,229, with a difference of a deficit of $219,689. Total tax collections on the local side for September, $270,934. As you'll see, we're in that time of year where we do have expenditures exceeding revenue, which is the main reason we have the importance of a good fund balance at the district. I did want to mention, whenever I give you something that looks different, I provided you with last year's numbers, and you can see a pretty big difference between what was at the county this time last year versus what we have there now. Just a number of things took place. One, we had a real good year financially. Last year, I'll be able to share some of those numbers hopefully, if not in November, then in January with you guys. 2 was the purchase of the district office. The expense had come out in September, but the revenue for that purchase had not gone in. That did not happen until October. So those 2 things. Some of the timing of some of our major expenditures last year came out in September. They hadn't come out this year. One of the things is the timing of the revenue, the fee in lieu of. This time last year, we had not received any fee in lieu of from the county. We have already seen some last year coming. So those are the main reasons you see a pretty big difference in what we had available at the county last year versus what we have now. So, any questions about the report?
Mr. Smith, would you explain public how we're going to pay for this property in the office of secretary?
Yes, sir. Really, there's 2 options here. We have a balance in an account at the county that is made up of bond interest, as well as we did some refinancing on some bonds that was left over. The payment come in a little bit less than we calculated because of the timing when we made the payment. We always try to make those payments early, so we were able to enjoy some leftover money there. Or we can make that payment simply out of the general fund from the district. No, sir. There will be no tax increase for this purchase. There will be no debt encumbered for this purchase. We're paying for it with money on hand.
Any further questions of Mr. Smith? Any other trustees? Thank you, Mr. Smith. Ms. Wilson, did anyone else have for public participation?
Yes, ma'am, Madam Chair. We have Reverend David Kennedy and Mrs. Kathy Little.
In accordance with Lawrence County School District 55 Board Policy BEDH, public participation in board meetings, the board designates 15 minutes on the agenda for public participation. A person called on to address the board during public participation will be allotted 3 minutes to address the board and offer objective comments on topics of relevant interest to school-related operations and programs. The speaker should note the time board chairman and adhere to the 3 minutes allotted. The board will not permit any expression of personal complaints about school personnel, nor against any person connected with the school system. Spontaneous discussion from the audience will not be permitted. Failure to adhere to these guidelines will result in the immediate termination of the speaker's allotted time. So if Reverend Kennedy will come forward.
Very good. Just so everybody knows, the time has a 10-second countdown before the 3-minute time starts, so I'll let the guests know that when they come up.
Okay. No cheating time. You ready?
You're doing something right and you're doing something good. But I do, and everybody need to thank me for pushing the issue of why the video is here and why the rules came into play. I think I want to go on record for being responsible for that. But what I do want to say is get the record straight. The school board members always have to be fair and just. And you all received, concerning the last incident at the school board, you received a lot of information from black and white people. I wanted to be clear to everybody here. I was sitting down talking to one of my white brothers. There was a conspiracy that took place while you were on recess. And a certain group in here got their little telephones out, and they sent this white female to attack me. Her name was never called in the newspapers, but my name was called. But in the name of Jesus Christ, I was sitting down, and she came to attack me, but they had a plan. She moved from this area at the high school around the front in front of school officials and came pointing her finger in my face. Saliva coming out of her mouth, getting on my hand, and some racial terms used at me. I would have been arrested if I had done her the same way. But when the resource officer's report came out, there was no mention of her. She was quiet and calm. When the white brothers and sisters and black people told some of you on the school board that was a total lie. I didn't do anything but call the resource officers, but they want to come and get me. School officials want to stand by me. Nobody saw her. This is an old historical thing in America. A lot of times we get arrested and have our names in the negative because of something somebody white has done. And I'm happy to see you back, sir. Jesus told Peter, Satan want to sift you like wheat. You have a group want to sift you like wheat, but I want you to stand strong. But I want to say this to the school board. You owe it to me also to be fair and to rain down the justice from heaven on what happened that night. I thank you.
Okay, now we will call Ms. Kathy Little.
Good evening. My name is Kathy Little, and I just want to address 2 items tonight. When my daughter first was going to 9th grade this year, it was disheartening when the first advice given to me was telling me which areas of the school she needed to avoid to not be introduced to drugs during the school day. So what I wanted to ask is if we could have drug dogs come in on a monthly basis, and maybe even more often than that, just to try to kind of preempt and take care of some issues that are going on with the school versus letting things happen and having a reaction to them versus being proactive. The other thing I wanted to ask about was we got new tennis courts last summer, and the girls' tennis team has played out their season, and it was a great season. The courts are awesome. All the teams were commenting when they came into the courts, but the one thing that we're still lacking are lights on the courts. And as the season went on, our last couple of matches we had to end early because, I mean, as the sun was setting, it was just getting too dark to play. So lights on the tennis courts would be awesome. So that's all. Thank you.
Thank you for your addressing your concerns. There being no further business, do I hear a motion to adjourn? Moved by trustee Martin, is there a second? Second by